Alright farmers, welcome back to the channel. So today we've got some new mods. First up we got the updates. So we got wind turbine package by Razak, and in the changelog it says the logos for the wind turbines have changed. So that's your updates for today. Our first mod is bridge set, also by Razak, 2.03 megabyte on the download. And you're going to find these four in the construction menu, under decorations, and then under others. So we'll scroll along to find it. Oh, there we are. We have got these four here. So we've got the mobile bridge small for 5 grand. We then got the mobile bridge large for 10 grand. We then got the large wooden bridge for 15 grand. And then we've got the covered bridge for 25 grand. So if you've got an area you need to bridge, like a pond, say like we've done here, these could be alright for you. Now there is just one thing that you need to bear in mind, because even on a website it says the terrain is not adapted to the bridges. So on this one here, obviously the grass is coming through, and on the covered bridge it's left a massive gap there. So you may want to do your landscaping shenanigans before you start placing anything down, because that really is going to stop any vehicle going across it. But once you got that done, jobs are good. And right, next up we got large cow barn 240 animals. This is by Flusty94, 9.14 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find this in the construction menu under animals and cows. So you've got two options here. You've got the standard large cow barn, and then the cow barn with Lely vector feeding system. Both 600 grand to buy, which is slightly different than the base game ones, because the large barn is 518.5 grand, and then with the feeding robot 722. So that's well cheap on that scenario. Anyway, obviously it holds 240 animals, and according to the website it's also got increased food capacity, straw capacity, slurry capacity, and milk capacity. So obviously with more animals in there you're going to need to put more food in, so you're going to need to up the capacities, which they have done. Everything else is the same as the base game ones. Where you put stuff in, all the triggers, they're all the same. So if you used one of these before, either this robot one that we've got here or the large one, you should know where everything goes. Next up, we've got diesel canister 20 litre. This is by FSSA modding team, 1.94 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find this in the pallet section in the shop. So they're 20 to buy and 20 litres. The option you got there are green, grey, old grey, and then back to green. Obviously it's a jerry can. So if you're caught short when you need a bit of fuel, chuck one of these in the back of your pickup truck and get yourself going. Right, next up is the Govel BZT. This is by Aggro Design Austria, 1.56 megabyte on the download. You're going to find this under the animal section. So it's 2,150 to buy, and it's going to hold one bale. But it doesn't just hold one bale, it actually shreds it for you. So what you'll do is you put this on the front or your back of your tractor, put those spikes through the bale, then turn it on, and obviously it shreds it all out for you. So if you want to put some loose straw into one of your barns, this could be the thing for you. The option you got there is the design colour. You can either have it in blue or yellow, which hasn't really changed much. Oh, it's the name on the front. There we are. Yeah, excellent. Obviously it holds one bale. I mean, even if you need to move it and just drop it off, you could still do that. Ah, it's alright, that is. Right, next up is the Lizard R90 rake. This is by Hispano, 9.80 megabyte on the download. You're going to find this under windrowers. So this is going to attach to the front of your tractor and obviously get everything, hay, grass or straw into a nice windrow for you, and then you run a baler on the back of your tractor. Now this is 32.5 grand, and by having this on, you do sort of like two jobs in one. I know we've had that mod out before that had the Class and the Krone balers with the windrow on the front, but they were like 180 grand each. So if you have this with a fairly cheap baler, you could save yourself loads of money. Obviously this has got a 10.3 metre working width, requires 20 horsepower from your tractor and an 11 mile an hour working speed. Now I'd imagine that would probably come down based on which baler you're going to be putting on the back of your tractor. So the options we got there, main colour, we'll go with red, changes the frame. Design colour, we'll go with a JCB, changes the other parts. And then rim colour will obviously change the rims on the wheels. That's alright, that is. Different option for you. Right, next up is the Tornado 252 Pro. This is by ITS and it's 1.53 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it in the winter equipment section. Now, this has got a 90 horsepower tractor requirement, 2.5 meter working width and a 6 mile an hour working speed. Now, there is one of these already in the game. The Tornado 252 is part of the base game thing, also under winter equipment. But the difference between this and that one, so if we go back along, is not a lot from the outset, unless you go on to the website, where there it actually says can also be used to load shredded material and silage, but with buggy visual effects. So this is going to be like the old milling machine we had on FS19. You can be able to pick up stuff off the ground that's not technically snow. So this could be a nice little addition for you. Obviously, if you've got a load of loose stuff in a bunker or whatever, and you haven't got the means of getting it out with like a belt system or whatever, and you'd rather not be spending ages shoveling it out with a shovel on your front of your tractor, this could be excellent. Right, next up we got the Bakker Winter Equipment Pack. This is also by ITS, 18.12 megabyte on the download. You're going to find these in the winter equipment section as well. So we've got three options here. We've got the KFS 1053P Arcade. We then got the KFS 1053P Pro. And then the STS 303P. Right, so the first two, the KFSs, can you even say it in that sense? Anyway, we'll carry on. Both 73 grand. Now, the difference it says at the top there is that the Pro adds professional version with real technical data and functionality. So basically, they're just going to work the same as each other. So you pick whichever one you want because they're both 73 grand. So the options you've got there are short pipe as standard, short pipe and extension, long pipe and extension, back to short pipe. We've got design, we've got runner, wheels, then back to runner. So obviously this is going to require 200 horsepower from your tractor, 3 meter working width and a 12 meter working speed. Then we'll go into the Pro version. It's got exactly the same options, exactly the same horsepower requirement, working width and speed. And then we've got the STS 303P, which is a snowplow. So this has got a 3 meter working width. Then we've got the design there. We've got default standard. We've got plain, scraper, plain and scraper, and back to default. And then again at the back we've got runners, contour lighting. That's on the front. Share pulled up, and then back to runner. If you've got a bit of snow on your farm, these three could help you out nicely. Right, next up we've got the Tatra Phoenix 6x6 Aggro truck. This is by Giant Software, 12.05 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it under trucks. So this comes with a 462 horsepower engine with 49 mile an hour top speed. Got the usual shenanigans on the go there with wheel brands and tyres, so you go for whatever you want. Then we've got attachers, we've got standard or with trailer hitch or back to standard. We change the main colour to any one of those. Change the main colour. Rim colour obviously does the rims. Another truck option for you. Right, next up we got the Krone Big X 580. This is by Giant Software, 16.45 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it under Forage Harvesters. So this is the baby brother to the Big X 1180, because that's got 1,156 horsepower, but the 580 has got 585 horsepower. That's basically your difference for you, more or less. So the options you got there are the wheel brands and the tyres, usual shenanigans on the go. Also, as part of this pack, if we come out of that and then go into the forage harvest headers, you get another header for it. We'll scroll along to find it. There we are. The Easy Collect 602, 6 meters, 6 mile an hour working speed. So if you're doing a bit of forage harvesting, this pair will do it nicely. Right, and our last mod for the day, this is the Lintner Unitrack Pack. This is also by Giant Software, 51.79 megabyte on the download, and you're going to find this part of it under miscellaneous in the vehicle section. So this has got 122 horsepower, 31 mile an hour top speed. Got usual shenanigans on the go with the wheel brands, and then you basically got the option of standard or twin wheels. You got attachers. This is on the front, so it's standard. We can have a 3-point. And then you can change the main colour to either red or orange, whichever you want to go for. Right, also part of this pack is the platform. It's going to hold 2,000 litres, so not that great on the capacity side, mind you. And we've got options there, so we've got platform with 3-point, only a 3-point hitch, so if you just want the frame as a little yard working horse, and then back to platform. You can change the main colour again to match the orange of the main unit. We've also got the Swiss Elite S31 Forage Wagon. This is going to hold 12,000 litres and run at 10 mile an hour. So obviously that part of the back will lower it down. We got the ADF 3200. This is your slurry and digestate spreader. So this is 3,200 litres. Works at 10 meter working width and 9 mile an hour working speed. So the options you got there are spreader plate. You then got drag hoses, which then drops the working width down 8 meters. Then we got swivel distributor that drops it down to 5 meters. So if you're really going for the width, you're going to want the spreader plates. That's 10 meter working width. And then the last one in this pack is the Mistral 3400 SR. This is a manure spreader. So it's got 3,400 litre capacity, 12 meter working width, and a 9 mile an hour working speed. So obviously you pick whichever back that you want to go for. So if we come out of that, so we've got them here. So if we start up, give a bit of a toot. So you've got the options on all the trucks, they're all the same. If you do RB and left stick in, you can toggle through the steering mode. So at the minute we've got it on front wheel steer. Click it in, you can have it all wheel steer, and then back to normal. Then if we do LB and right stick, left and right, lowers down the sides on that particular one. Right, so if we go to the next one, obviously this is the Forage Wagon. So if we turn it on and then we do lower pickup, so it lowers the back bit, and obviously the other controls are standard for that. And then if we go into the next one, we'll start this up. So obviously I've got the drag hoses on this one, so we'll back up there. We'll do LB and A to unfold it, and obviously lower it down. Excellent. Then if we go into the last one here, this is the one with the manure spreader. So if you do LB and A, unfold it. No, we'll start it first. There we are. LB and A. That then puts it into the operating position, and obviously you then press LB and X to turn it on. You then got the option there, LB and right stick will just notch it down a little bit, like so. And then you got also the option of RB and toggle work mode on the left stick in. Click it again, it's now out to the right. And there's one little thing I want to show you. So I'm going to meet you up the side of the field. Right, so we're at the side of our field, so we're going to LB and X turn it on. Start spraying out to the side. Now if you do LB and right stick, you can lower it down, but obviously that lowers the working width. And if we do LB, oh no, we have to turn it off, aren't we? If we do RB and toggle work mode, then turn it on again, it goes out the other side. Obviously it is going to leave a stretch behind you, directly behind the vehicle, that you're going to have to come back and do. I like that, shooting it out to the side, that's alright. Ah, very nice. That's the last mod for the day, so that's it. Done and dusted. Drop it in the comments below which one's your favourite, which one you're thinking of using. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, it's muchly appreciated. But for me, that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next one.